We start in 30 seconds. Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, there we are. Let's high five that we're here.
We're here. It's late.
Welcome everyone to our first ever live stream. I know it's 4 o'clock in Minnesota, or Central Standard Time. Right now it is 10 o'clock in Portugal.
Yes, late.
We're usually in bed by now.
Yes.
I am at least.
No, she is, yes.
But welcome. We are so excited and glad that you're here, and we're looking forward to all of your questions about travel. First, though, please post where in the world you're coming from.
Yes, we want to know where you're coming from, what questions you might have, and then what beverage you brought.
Yes. Oh, which reminds me.
Oh, yeah, we got to start that.
Yes. We have this lovely bottle of Convento do Paraiso red wine here from the Algarve in Portugal. We went to this vineyard, a week ago? Yeah, a week ago, and it was pretty fantastic, the experience there. And we'll be sharing that in a video probably 3-4 weeks from now, because we have a couple more vineyards to go to yet.
Yes, hopefully. I'm working the control board, so me working on a computer and then trying to talk at the same time is going to be a disaster. In fact, I have a hard enough time talking if I'm not looking at a computer, so
let's all look forward to this.
Okay, and careful with the wine around the computers.
Yeah. I am a bartender, but this is really high up. This is
you're gonna have to get on your tippy toes.
I am. I had to do that a few weeks ago because I bought the wrong size bottle of wine.
All righty, Melissa, we have people from.
Oh, geez.
Let me see. We've got
Cork.
Tony. Hi, Shep.
Yes. Hello.
Tony.
Hey, little brother.
And then Alana. Okay, Cork. We've got some people from Cork. Oh, we love Cork.
Gordo's here from Vancouver.
Hey, Gordo.
Oh, and Pismo Beach is in the house.
Look at that. And somebody from Maryland.
I'm getting
distracted. Steven. And Pismo Beach. Oh, gosh.
Now, I used to get really self-conscious about doing this at tables with a waitress, but now
I'm going to cover up the
computer.
computer.
In front of the world.
I'm going to cover up the computer.
Live. Oh, can we manage?
Ooh, that was good.
I did it. It wasn't pretty, but it was managed.
Your bro says hi. All right, and hopefully you guys have lots of questions for us because we are in the mood to answer questions.
Yes.
Aren't you?
Although, what's everybody drinking?
Let me see.
Oh, Maryland.
Well, nobody said anything yet. So.
Okay, that's all right. Oh, and
everybody's running to their cup.
Glug. Second.
Oh, thank you, man.
You are welcome. And before we get going with answering questions, we should probably introduce ourselves a little bit for anyone who isn't super familiar with us.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Chris.
And we started a YouTube channel about 3 years ago, but a few things you might not know about us.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's lots of things. We're grandparents. That's interesting.
Yes. We met in 2015 and married in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, neither of us really traveled that much when we were younger. In fact, I didn't really start traveling until I was into my 30s, and that was more just for work. So I wouldn't say that we're travel experts, but we really have done a lot of travel lately. So,
well, in the past 3 years, we've done a ton, and we've tried to learn as much as we possibly can. So we've got that going for us.
You're a fast learner. You're gonna. All right, let's try the line.
Oh, and we are from Minnesota originally. Yes. Some people think we're Canadian. I think it's the accent, and we spent a lot of time in Canada doing Canadian videos. So.
Which is a lovely place. Okay,
cheers.
Ready? Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers to our first live stream, and thank you so much to all of you for being here. Whew.
Oh, hey, wait, we could have said these down. Mm-hmm. It does feel a little awkward talking to a camera, but we know people are out there, but it seems a little weird. We need, like you were saying, we need to have like a puppet up there or something.
We're going to put a friendly face there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you are old enough to know Oh No, Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live, but looking at the iPhone camera thing makes me think of Mr. Bill.
Okay.
If anybody gets that reference, please let me know.
You're aging us. All right. Hey. Sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to elbow you. We have a question.
Oh, yes.
We have a question. We love the
And
questions.
somebody's drinking LaCroix water.
Oh, healthy. Of course, it's very early.
And it's
for everybody.
Wisconsin. I think
It's
LaCroix from
10 o'clock
Wisconsin.
here. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's Steve's question. Oh, is there a place in Ireland that you would not recommend? We have 2 weeks to stay there in September.
There isn't a spot I would entirely not recommend, but I would say don't spend too much time in, say, Dublin's wonderful. I love Dublin.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so much more to Ireland than Dublin. And I think that the hotel prices in general are higher in Dublin. So spend a few days there, do the great things there, and then go ahead and get to places like Cork. We stayed at the Clayton Hotel there. It was fantastic. Kilkenny. Oh my gosh. Kilkenny's our favorite town, I think.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
Kinsale. Kinsale's,
cool.
yeah. But I think any tidy town you go to is going to be grand.
You know, Dublin, it had tons of cool stuff to it. It's a big city, you know, so, and we're not from big cities. So, so it seemed a little overwhelming sometimes, but I don't know. I wouldn't say from what I know that there's a bad place not to go to. We heard like Northern Cork was a rough area, but we never went up in the city of Cork.
Well, we went to we didn't go beyond St. Anne's Church.
Yeah,
I was told don't go beyond that in that direction.
So, but that's just something we heard. We don't know. We had no.
I trust my stylists. I heard it from my stylist.
They're the experts in travel. The stylists are.
That is a great thing to do when traveling. Is to talk to the locals. Oh, hey, Dublin, Ireland, drinking red wine too. I can't see the name anymore, but I see.
Oh, yes, right
Dara
here.
Kelly. One of my best friends from high school's last name was Kelly.
Oh, really?
Yes, Dana.
She must have been.
Oh, Steve, thank you. Thank you for recognizing Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill, okay, yes.
Oh, the fish and chips at the bridge. Where is the bridge? That's when we lived there for 3 months. So we didn't go to the bridge.
Is that a restaurant? Here. This is what Mr. Max Golf asked. Get to Kinsale for fish and chips at the bridge. Maybe he can expound on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Shep has some comments. Thank you for starting.
Oh, thank you so much, Shep. That is awesome. And I'm very excited that you are going to Ireland it's May, I think, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. It is. Okay. This is what Mr. Max Golf said.
On the road. Oh, Old Head. Oh, okay. We never went up to Old Head.
Yeah, we were.
We meant to.
We meant to. One thing that, I don't know if you guys know, but unfortunately, I still have to do a day job, a full-time job. So we can't always travel all the time. But fortunately, with my job, I can travel and work from wherever, as long as I have the internet. So sometimes we'll go to a place and we want to do more exploring, but we can't. Maybe someday, but that's kind of what we're up against at this time.
Yes. A couple of what made you start this adventure?
Oh, Melissa, I think you can start. You can answer this one.
Oh, geez.
It's a long.
Well, we were going to just move to Minneapolis, and then of course 2020 happened. We were going to just have a travel channel where we once a month maybe went to someplace in Minnesota, and then maybe once a month went someplace outside of Minnesota. And then we ended up going to Canada. and I went to film school for a bit, and we had a lot of fun exploring Canada. And then after film school was done, we couldn't stay in the country unless I signed up for more schools. So we decided to travel to 12 different cities in 12 months. And then once that was done, we wanted to slow down a bit, but expand our reach. So then we ended up spending 3 months in Ireland, because you can stay there for up to 90 days without getting a special visa. But then we weren't quite sure how to do that process there. We thought it would be pretty challenging. And Chris had found some fun stuff in Portugal. And so, we're here now.
But I do think like going through COVID totally adjusted our outlook on life and like, what do we want out of life? And it changed, like my work slowed way down. And I'm like sitting there for the first time in many years. I didn't have to work on these projects or deal with these customer support issues. And it was kind of like, I don't want to just sit here and I don't know. I suppose it was like, let's see if we can try something different. And it kind of motivated us. And we've talked to a lot of people where it seems like COVID kind of changed their outlook on life. And it really, in fact, our life is entirely different just because of that whole event. And it changed the game plan for us. So I don't know, make lemonade out of lemons. Is that what the saying is?
That sure is, my dear. That sure is.
All right. Oh, okay. We've got another question here. Hopefully that answered it.
Oh, going to Spain and Portugal next month.
Oh, cool. Hey, Alana, we are in the Algarve right now, in Albufeira.
It is the party capital of the Algarve.
We didn't know that before we came here, but that's what we've learned. But we've been here in the off season, so it's not been too crazy. It's they say it's a lot like, the climate's a lot like San Diego here. The beaches are amazing. The coastline is amazing. And we actually did go to Spain as well. We drove over to Seville for a trip, and that knocked our socks off. That was an amazing city, or is an amazing city.
Yes.
So yeah, if you can see, I would say, if you can see Seville, if you're going to Spain, I would definitely do that.
And taking a flamenco show.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a flamenco class.
Okay, well, that's going a little too far. Taking flamenco dance lessons, I don't know.
I had fun. And then also, of course, the tapas crawling is great. In Portugal, we have spent some time in Porto and some time in Lisbon. I would say Porto is a big favorite of ours, but here's very nice too.
Yeah. It's, if you love beaches, there's a ton of beautiful beaches.
And
here.
if you love food, because the restaurants here are fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're very good. Very good.
And the people working at the restaurants are so sweet, and they totally spoil us. And it's just,
yeah,
it's so good. Go to Dom Dinis if you're in Albufeira and Paper Moon. And there's so many. There's too many to list.
Okay. Hey, hang on a second here.
Done all three, actually. Oh, going to Barcelona. We have not been to Barcelona yet.
No. Okay.
How fun.
Shep asks, has traveling internationally changed you? Yes. More, for me, it's like definitely understand. I don't think I was not empathetic to someone coming to the United States and not speaking the language. But I don't think I thought about it too much. But now I really think about what it must be like for someone trying to navigate in the United States if they don't know English, because we're here in Portugal and we don't know Portuguese, and it's weird.
However, most of the people we encounter here speak English, and they speak it well. It's just that also everything is in Portuguese. Like when we lived in Quebec, everything was in French and English. And I feel like when we've been in Paris, most things are also in English. But here at the grocery store, to see the English, it's like this really small type. And I've worn my glasses a ton. And it's just an adjustment. And then imagining somebody from Portugal going to Minnesota and going to the grocery store and asking for help. Now here, if I ask for help, I get it. And people will at least try really hard to understand what I'm saying. Cream of tartar, really hard to explain what it is and why you need it.
Yeah, it is.
But, they can understand me. Whereas if somebody from Portugal asks that question at the Hy-Vee in Minnesota, I don't know who in the heck is helping them out. Because I never heard the Portuguese language until I moved to Portugal.
Yeah. And I would say traveling internationally really brings home how great people are, no matter where you go. People are awesome everywhere. There's always a jerk someplace, but for the most part, everyone's awesome. And that's like, it makes you feel good about the world when you sometimes only hear bad things if you look at the news. So, hey, this is a good one. Who invented the thumb up above? Does one of you play guitar? We've seen in some of your videos. Okay, so with the thumb up above, it was like we were initially doing 2 thumbs up.
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. And I was like, well, we got to have something original. And so it had to be something that was ours. And so I invented the thumb up a bump, and Melissa was very supportive of it, and it's in our lexicon. Is it?
Sure.
It's in our lexicon.
It can be that.
It's in the Chris+Melissa lexicon. In terms of playing guitar, that's just something I do therapeutically. I don't hardly know any songs. I've played on and off since college. I just do it for myself, and I don't know how to read music, and so it's just fun. I drive her bonkers.
He's better at it than he thinks. You don't really drive me bonkers.
Someday I'll write a song, a full song. I'll serenade you.
Okay.
I don't think she doesn't like it when I sing. Hey,
what?
I'm here. I can see you doing that. Okay, that was a good question. Thank you, Scotamon. All right. Okay, hang on. Done all 3 actually. What did you do?
Oh, Shep's been to Barcelona.
Oh.
Ooh, where next?
Okay. Hi, Marianne. Oh. Ooh, these are some good questions. So, okay, where next?
Dream destination.
Well, we might have trips that pop up, out of the blue. But we do have a lot planned coming up this late summer. But we're going to go back to Ireland for a few days. We're going to go back to Iceland for a couple days. We have a trip to Switzerland planned, right? We are visiting the United States because we miss loved ones and friends and family.
Yes. And we're going to hopefully see Moab.
Oh, in the United States, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do the whole national park thing on May 1st.
It's going to be crazy in August. But I think in the next year, but after Minnesota, or after we go back to the United States, we are coming back to Portugal. And we're pretty much think we're going to kind of settle down here for a few years, at least, and explore more of Europe is kind of the game plan at this time.
Yeah, so long as they don't give us the boot. Hopefully we don't upset anyone too much.
Yeah, we might.
Yeah, but top 6 dream destinations, Chris. What are your top 6 dream destinations?
I'd love to go to New Zealand. There's one. There's a lot. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I think it'd be cool to go to Chile. I think it'd be cool to go to Uruguay.
I didn't even know that.
Australia. I'm full of surprises. Okay, that's 4 of them, right? And then I want to go to Sweden, and probably like one of Luxembourg, just because it's a small country. It's just it'd be kind of cool to go there. So I guess those are 6 countries that I can think of that'd be cool to go to. What about you?
Well, 6 destinations. I'm thinking Stratford-upon-Avon in England.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to go there. And then, oh geez. It's so tough. I would love to go to Denmark. And because weren't we just talking about Denmark the other day?
Yeah,
And isn't
yeah.
Hamlet's castle there? So I want to do that.
Yeah,
I would like to go to Germany, the Black Forest.
Oh.
And I was just reading about like that's great. I keep talking to the microphone. Your eyes are over here. I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm talking to that and I don't need to. And then Italy. And
Oh yeah, Italy.
yeah, I would love to go to the Tuscany region there. Gosh. Oh, Norway. Norway, definitely Norway.
So how many is that?
I don't know.
Hopefully you guys were keeping count.
I got lost. Oh, Henrik Ibsen. So Henrik Ibsen is another one of my favorite playwrights. He's from Norway, so that's the reason I want to go there. Plus, I'm a bit Norwegian, so there's that.
You guys kind of sense a trend here. It's all based on literary
things that I love.
Yeah. You're cute.
Ooh, love Iceland. Oh, flying.
Good
there.
night, Mr. Max Golf.
Oh, hey.
Thank you.
Flying en route to Dublin in September. Play Airline. I have not heard of Play. We'll have to check that out. Oh, and good night, Mr. Max Golf.
Must be a la carte, like you pick the amount of things you want, like those airlines where you have to pay for everything.
Oh, maybe
individually. So it's a la carte. Like if you want to wear shoes on the plane, you pay for
a la carte fun. Okay, I see.
Oh, a la carte. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Oh, thank you for loving my planned trips. How long does the planning take you, and who does it? I do most of the planning. We do have some upcoming trips in the works that Chris has found that we should do.
Oh yeah, don't tell him.
I wasn't going to reveal anything too major, but then I'll take that information and step it all out and come up with a plan. Otherwise, sometimes I'm just someone that plans it. And then now and again, a local will plan it for us.
Oh yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, I would love York as well as Stratford. Oh, just down the road. Fantastic.
Cool. Can you guys did we miss any questions?
Well, we did have some questions asked beforehand. Phil asked us.
Oh, wait. Ooh, wait. Oh, hey, watch this. I've got the technology viewer questions. Here we go. Here's a question that came in from Phil.
How much Portuguese language have you learned since you've been there? I've learned a lot of grocery store words.
Yeah, you have.
Quero um saco? No, obrigada. Would you like a sack? No, thank you. And then it's like, if you want help with your bags, ajudar. They'll throw that, or that word goes into kind of the sentence I just said, and that means, do you want help with your bags? They ask that one at Apollonia. They do not ask that at Continente.
Terminando?
Terminada.
Oh, is it terminad? Terminad.
Terminad, yeah.
Terminad means we're done eating.
Yes.
I don't know. It's contra or
no, conta.
Conta. Check, please.
Yes.
That would be por favor. So I'm not very good.
Neither am I. It's quite confusing in that a lot of the words are close to French or they're close to Spanish. And so there are these similarities and then just trying to sort through which language it is. I don't know if you've learned a lot of languages. One thing that I've had happen, and I don't know a lot of language as well, is somebody will say something and I will be Rolodexing through languages in my head going, oh crap, which language did they just speak? Which word do I want? Yeah,
so needless to say, we don't know as much as we'd like to. I know we both have tried to practice and things like that. I have an app on my phone that I can practice with, and you have a computer app. And we wanted to do some before we came out, but we unfortunately didn't. I took some Spanish in high school. You took some French, right?
I took French and Latin.
Yeah. and then you worked in a Mexican restaurant. So I don't know. It's difficult. Fortunately, we're lucky. A lot of people do speak English. Most places we've gone to, so that really helps. But
although it is amazing how much you can pick up on in body language and gestures. Like a woman was trying to explain to us where we needed to go to get the scissors and just really focusing, and smiles go a long way, and just kindness.
I felt good because I said, "Onde?" Like, where do we go? Yes. I felt pretty cool.
You've been working hard.
Yeah. Next question's also from Phil. Thank you, Phil, for the 2 questions. How do you deal with being away from family for many months at a time? And this is the toughest thing, I think, about what we do. We have children, we have grandchildren, brothers and sisters, and moms and dads, and it's really hard. One thing that we try to put in perspective, or at least what I feel, is no matter where we'd live, if we lived in the United States, we would be far from somebody, some person in our family. Our families do not all live in one city or in one state.
Right. Our grandchildren are in Georgia and Florida and Texas and Nevada. And,
So, and children are in different states. So that was one of the things where it's like, well, we would be having the same feelings if we were living in, let's say, Rochester, Minnesota. So I think that helps a little bit. Like, okay, you'd be dealing with it already. But we do we've had visitors come out to see us in Ireland and here in Portugal, and that's great. It's awesome. And we certainly like to try to go back as much as we can. So, and hopefully in the next,
my little brother visited us in Canada.
Yes, that too. So that's kind of what we're up against there.
Right. I don't think we've gone months without seeing somebody from our family or a close friend.
Yeah.
Just because it always seems to be every few weeks we have a visitor.
Yeah.
Per month. And then also here in Portugal, what's really nice is especially in the Algarve region, there are a lot of expat groups. And so it's a lot of people who are already looking for friends and looking to hang out with folks. And so we've made some friends here too. So that's been helpful.
Yeah. That helps a lot. Chef's got another question.
Ooh, any place you regret going to? I do.
Mm.
I do. You know what it is.
I think I know.
You've got to know. I've complained about it.
Is it Vermont?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing against Vermont. A lot of times it's where we end up staying.
In the place.
And with the way we've done, a lot of how we have to do it is you pick your place and you have to commit months in advance, and you have to pay months in advance, and you can only look at it by looking at pictures. So you don't know what the neighborhood's going to be like. You don't know what the environment's going to be like. You don't know what it's going to smell like. You don't. So that's the tough thing. If then you get in a spot and you have to live there for a month or 3 months. So
yeah, and then we've been limited by, I have some severe allergies, and so we can't be in a place with a fireplace, which is how we ended up in the location that we ended up in Vermont, was because it seems like everybody on the East Coast has a fireplace if they're renting a place out.
Yeah. So
or something else, or a dog, or a cat.
In Vermont, we had this lovely log cabin out in the middle of nowhere. I think that was different for us.
No air conditioning, no washer, no dryer.
Yeah. So it had a lot of things, but
sometimes no power.
Worst of all, slow internet. Really slow internet. It was horrible. Oh God, that's worse than no laundry, I think.
I was hand washing things in a spinning machine.
We did a video on that.
If
you wanted to see, there's the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would.
Oh, sorry. Squirrel.
Melissa saw something more exciting. Oh no. So that would. There were lovely parts about Vermont, obviously. So, and we went into some lovely towns. So, and I think like I had a hard time in Dallas. We didn't love the place we stayed in. It was so hot. and it's just Dallas is huge. It's got some cool things to it, but
We
yeah,
made some friends there.
yeah.
and,
So I don't know.
and it's also got a lot of family-friendly stuff there, and that's where our grandchild is. So it was good.
Okay, that's a good question, Shep.
All right. What I was reacting to is seeing Sintra, which we did go to and we loved it. I have not heard of the Arabida Mountain.
No, I'm talking. Okay, we're on this one right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gordo says sailing people I know loved the Adriatic Sea and Croatia. Never thought about going there. I'm not even sure where. Is that like? I'd have to look at a map to see where that is. It's east, but I don't know if it's north, east, or. Good. Thank you for the tip, Gordo. Okay. What was the question you?
Okay, so here's the one I was looking at. Hello, Marcos.
Hi, Marcos.
So I was just saying, we love Sintra, and we're gonna have to look into this Arabida Mountain.
Yeah, because we've been to Sintra, but
but I have not heard of that.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah.
She's jotting it down. The plan.
That in Croatia.
Look at that. Hi, CA. We are not. Oh, here's another question. You get that.
Okay.
Hi, CA. We are not Canadian.
We love Canada.
We're from Minnesota, so we're very close to Canada. Or we were. But yeah, we lived in Canada in Vancouver for about 10 months.
While I went to school, and then we lived in Quebec for a month. And then
almost a year.
We visited Ontario.
Yeah. We want to come back though, for sure. We want to do another stint someplace there. All right. Questions. Any more questions? Oh, wait.
Well, and hello to Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian. Look at that. Brian showed up.
Let's see. We've got a question from Got Tacos.
Okay, here we go. Which I think his name's Brian as well.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite dish that became a new meal staple in our travels, or beginning to eat more? So coming here, I've been trying to eat more fish because fish is big here and it's fresh and it's delicious. We can't eat seafood.
Well, we can't eat shellfish.
We can't eat shellfish. We're both allergic. But in Ireland, the staple was the potato crisps. Those were addictive and delicious. Was it Keogh's? Is it? You don't remember how to say?
It's Keoghs.
And then Tato's. The Tato onion and cheese chips, or crisps. That was kind of a staple, not a good staple to have, but boy, was it good, if you know what I mean. But here in Portugal, I haven't picked up a new one.
Well, I think we've made spatchcock chicken a few times,
that's good.
And made it like into a peri chicken, which is really good.
Yeah, that's good.
And then also here, I feel like the fruits are so fresh and so good. So we've been eating a lot more like blueberries, strawberries, sort of thing, the bananas. And then a lot of vegetables. I think we've been doing a lot of roasted vegetables, a lot of chicken.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We booked about 10 lodgings around Ireland for September, sight unseen.
Oh, wow.
Oh, geez.
You guys are adventurous.
Oh, Sicily. We would love Sicily.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Good.
I'll jot it down.
She's jotting it down. Good.
This is how it all begins. As we hear something, see something, read something, become intrigued by it, do the research, find all the things we can find, and then plan it out. And I overschedule us because it's fun.
She's very studious. It really helps. This is a good question by Shep. How long does it take to do post-production on a video before being released? It certainly depends on the length of the video.
And the style of the video.
The style, but, and I'm actually a little surprised that I never know exactly how long it takes, but it takes a long time. There's the time filming it. So you have to go out and get the footage. And then if we were to take all the
post-production after you filmed it.
Okay. I didn't know what the word post meant. Okay. So after we filmed it. So if we were to take all of our footage and just put it in a video, nobody would be watching this live stream. I think you guys would have never subscribed at all. It's like watching someone's home movies. It gets kind of, so we have to cut it up and we cut off the stuff that doesn't work. And we try to put together something that's enticing and keeps you engaged. And so that takes a lot of effort. So we first take all of our film, or not our film. That's
you assemble it.
We assemble all the clips, and I cut them up the best I can.
You do a great job.
Thank you, dear. And so then I get them. I'll go through the first set of cuts. Then I send it to Melissa.
How long do you think it takes you to assemble?
Gosh, I wish I knew, but usually, let's just say a 20-minute video. The first time I cut everything up, it's probably 4 to 6 hours. And then I send it to you.
And then I go through and I make a list of edits to then give to Chris. And me making that list of edits on our most recent video, it took me probably 4.5 hours just to make the list of cuts and also to make some notes of, maybe we should rearrange this to here and that to there and all of that. And then it goes back to you. And then there's voiceovers to write.
Yeah, you give me the list of things that we cut again, and we cut them out or move them around, whatever. Then, we do voiceovers.
And I typically, I'll write out the voiceovers, but we each do them in our own voice. Like when I write out stuff for Chris, I'm just saying, well, maybe say this, this, and this, and then he puts it into his own words. And then after that, you have to do music.
Yeah, we have to smooth it out so everything goes together nicely and the pattern interrupts and the transitions work. And then we usually put some music to it.
How long do you think that takes you?
Usually another 4 to 6 hours, I think, for a 20-minute video. So I would say, I don't know, I say we're doing 20 to 30 hours.
Post-production.
So I used to think when I watched people doing YouTube videos, like, look at that person just sitting there talking to the camera. Now it's like, okay, it's a little harder than I thought it was.
As it is with all things in life, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it looks easy, then it was probably a lot of work to get there. Is what I've been learning. Thank you for that question. That was a good question. Okay.
Good to see you, Phil.
Thank you, strawberry ice cream.
Yes. Did we find? You've got
here. If you look there, then we'll.
All right. And
hi,
good
Phil.
To see you, Phil.
Good to see you. Oh, good question, strawberry ice cream.
Did we find yes and no? I would say.
Yeah, like where we stayed, it was expensive. It was like twice as expensive as where we're staying now, and this place is 3 times as big, and it's really the other place was close to the ocean too. It was pretty expensive for the housing and the car that we felt that we had to rent. That was pretty expensive. We didn't really feel like when we went out to eat that it was that much different than in the United States. In fact, it seemed a little better.
Less.
It seemed a little better. Going to the grocery store, did you think it was?
I think at the grocery store it's a bit more affordable. And you've heard me rave about like buying chicken and eggs, chicken and eggs for great prices.
Yeah.
From the local butcher. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was some of the best chicken you've ever had, right?
Yeah.
Love that.
We've really liked the quality of the food here in Europe so far from where we've been.
Yeah.
In both Ireland and Portugal. It's been really, really nice. Yeah.
Let's see, Switzerland.
Hi, Christine.
Oh, Switzerland. Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that's actually a dream country. That we had that question earlier, like, what's a country you want to go to? I've always wanted to go to Switzerland, but I didn't say it to my list because it was already planned. So, does anyone know, and I should do the research, but are there bears in Europe? Because she doesn't like bears. You know,
Well, it's not that I dislike bears. They are very cute
Yeah.
when I know that they don't have any ability to claw at or eat me.
yeah, there's
Then it's fine.
so we have this fascination with bears, and we touched on them when we did all the videos when we were up in Canada.
Because we did a lot of hiking in Canada.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of worry about bears.
There's bears up there. We never saw one. But are there bears in Europe? What can hurt you when you walk in the mountains? What are the dangers? Okay, let's see if anybody answers. Okay, next one.
Hills right in front of the sea coast.
Okay, thank you for that, Marcos.
Yes. I wonder how far that is from. Okay, I've got it on the list.
All right.
Hello, Stephen Denise.
From
Oh, from Nelson.
Oh yeah, that was a lovely little town. That was awesome. We love that town. We talked like, could we ever move to Nelson? And we were like, yeah, we could move to Nelson.
Just the restaurants are fantastic. There's a bit of hiking. We didn't get to really do any. Well, we didn't get to do any of the water sports, but water sports are a pretty big thing there, I think.
Yeah, in the summer.
And then and then anybody, if you get the chance to go to Nelson.
All right, because it seemed small enough to not be crazy, but big enough to, and then they just had so many awesome restaurants.
Right, and if anybody remembers the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin, that was filmed there.
Mm-hmm. And thank you. We loved making the adventures, or we love making them. Oh, here's Gordo. Croatia.
Islands, beaches. Oh, okay. And Slovenia's north.
Okay. All right. I think I've been hearing good things. We had some company that weren't they talking about Croatia that they've driven through.
Oh, maybe.
And then went through the. I think that.
I might have missed that
conversation. We'll have to do a little bit of research on that.
I was thinking of moving back to Ireland. Oh.
Okay.
The weather's definitely pretty pleasant here.
Strawberry ice cream, I don't know where you moved to. Do you know where? Did he or she say?
No.
But yeah, the weather so far, we're from Minnesota, and everybody in Minnesota has been complaining about how in all the snowstorms everybody's been having and the crazy weather. And yeah, it's been a pretty mild. It's been nice here,
Yes.
It never gets, it never got below 45 degrees, I don't think. Maybe one day it got to 40 something. But yeah, it's pretty nice in this area.
Yeah,
and I know in Spain.
And certainly Portugal and Spain are both pretty inexpensive. I mean, gosh, when we did our tapas bar crawl, that was super reasonable.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the fuel prices have been any different here than Ireland, since you're the one that fills up the tank?
I should. Oh, somebody just gave us $20.
Oh, thank you.
I'll click on that in a second.
Okay.
I really don't remember a difference. I think they're both higher than the United States. But what's weird though is the cars we've had, at least the car we have here is like a diesel, and it goes forever on a tank, so it doesn't feel more expensive at all.
Well, and our Toyota in Ireland was a hybrid, and that had really good
and that did
fuel
really
economy
good too.
too.
Yeah. All right. Phil, thank you so
Phil.
much for the $20. Awesome. Thanks for dropping in, and we'll have a coffee or two on you. Thank you so much.
We'll do some brainstorming
It's
on
very
more
much
videos.
appreciated. Yes. Brainstorm, yes.
Ooh, Eastern Europe. Oh,
Ooh.
Transylvania. We had an Uber driver from Transylvania the other day.
You sure he was from Romania.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
They were both from Romania. We had two Uber drivers.
Okay.
Yep. Unless you went someplace I didn't
go. Well. Ooh. Let's see.
Interesting.
Transylvania. I better put that down.
That's actually, you'd hear of it, but it's almost like it was always like in cartoons, wasn't it? Transylvania.
Well, you and I have had that discussion before. And Transylvania's in Romania, which is why they were both from Romania. And I was saying the one guy was from Transylvania.
All right.
I had a feeling.
You're smart.
But I needed to fact check quick.
Oh,
There are bears in Romania. Oh, jeez.
see, that makes it harder to go to Romania now.
Oh, I hiked in Vancouver. I'd be
Oh,
just
and
fine.
look at and Marcos bears. I wonder what kind of bears are they? I wonder if they're like black bears or if they're just their own thing here in Europe. Because I don't think there's a grizzly bear in Europe. I don't think so. We should know these things.
Okay, I think we need to go to the next one there. Chef. Bern, Switzerland is the Swiss German word for. We need to go to Bern, Switzerland. We have to do that. All right. When we're in Switzerland, we're going to add Bern to it.
Tony Rube. Do you know who that guy is?
Geez, I think I do.
Tony. Yes, I have always wanted to go to Australia and New Zealand. So I'd love to go there sometime. The koala bears. Yeah, they're pretty cute. I hear they're not very smart though. Did you hear that?
I've heard it from you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, there are bears.
Oh my gosh, Christine.
Up in Sweden. Of course, I know there's polar bears in Norway. I know that, like in the islands way north.
But my gosh, she was close to one at a picnic spot in Sweden. Yikes.
Yogi, right? Isn't he the guy?
Well, he's not Swedish, I don't think.
Maybe
It's an American cartoon.
Swedish version of Yogi. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, so now we know. Oh.
Hopefully the flooding won't be too bad in Minnesota.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be crazy in California as well.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. What do we have for time? Because
we still have another question, I think.
Oh, I know we do. But I was like, are we going to keep going past 11 or do we go when the questions stop?
I don't know. What happens? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep going ahead. What happens if one of you gets sick while away from home? Are you covered by each country's healthcare plan? We do have health insurance.
Yes. So we just signed up for a health insurance plan, and the coverage is pretty darn amazing. I have to admit my eyes gloss over when I read the coverage stuff, but it is an amazing thing, and it's about a fifth of the price we pay in the United States. So that is pretty amazing, really.
Also, like the healthcare here is pretty. Well, it's quite different in that you don't get asked for your insurance information first thing. First, they just try to solve the problem.
Yeah.
I went to a doctor here for an issue, and sat down, chatted with him. When I called, he was like, "Oh, well, you could come over in like 15 minutes. Go to the office, discuss the problem, get the medication," which he had out in his car, which is different. But I think he does house calls, and it was $50 or €50. And I was like, "So is that for the medication?" No, that was for the whole appointment, and he solved the problem
And the medication.
Yeah. So.
Although one thing that we've learned, back to the language thing, we both feel we would have loved to know more Portuguese when we went to our doctor's appointments, because there's just something lost in translation sometimes. Again, we're fortunate that a lot of people speak English, but I wish I knew more Portuguese. So we're going to keep working on that. Oh, Isabella Peterson.
Well, hello, Isabella.
I think I know her.
Over here, it is 10:50 p.m.
We're 5 hours ahead of you, Isabella. Fortunately, Brian Peterson answered. Did we still have one more question?
I think so.
Yes. Oh, okay. Here we go. Pete had a question. Why did you choose the location Algarve with so many places to choose from?
I think you have to start this one.
Well, we chose it really based on finding a good place for you to breathe.
Well,
Breathing.
although the Algarve started Portugal. I mean, there's so many
Okay,
places in the world.
So if we go Portugal, I don't even know why we chose Portugal. It wasn't anything. I think I was just reading things and people just saw a lot of comments about how great Portugal was. And that just kind of like, oh, I've never thought much about that. And that'd be pretty cool to go there. It's like it at the time wasn't a country that I heard a lot of people talking about going to. So it just piqued my interest there. And then we were tossed around some ideas and we tossed around, getting a visa so we could stay longer. And Portugal seemed to have a very friendly visa, I guess.
One that worked well for our situation.
Yeah, a visa that worked well for our situation so that we could do what we wanted to do. And so that kind of started it. And then why we chose the Algarve was like, what's the best climate for you and the issues that you have with the breathing and the asthma. And that's kind of how we chose the Algarve. I was in a live chat, much like you guys are in a live stream with Walter's World.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him what he would do because he'd done a lot of travel and
he had lived in Portugal for a long time.
Yeah, he suggested Lisbon or the Algarve. And we're like, okay. And then we looked in the Algarve. We saw it was kind of like a climate like San Diego, and supposedly it's a really good clean air. And then we had someone help us find a place, and we found a place that we liked, and that's how we chose it. So, but as we said at the beginning of the live stream, we learned it's the party city.
Yeah, and we'll be sharing more on that in our video that comes out tomorrow because it's going to be all about living in Albufeira during the off season.
Yeah, maybe 30 years ago we might have loved the party scene a little bit more. But again, it's not crazy at this time of year, but it's going to get crazy.
We hear a lot about it.
Okay, those were all the questions we had there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Marianne, are you exploring lots of Portugal with your Algarve home base? How was driving? Do you want to field the driving question since you do most of it?
Yeah, driving's
or all of it.
Yeah, I do all of it.
I drive to the grocery store by myself.
Twice. So.
Well, I've driven then. I'll probably do it one more time.
The driving's it's not bad at all. I know I'd heard people say that Portuguese drivers are crazy, and I've not noticed any more crazy drivers than anywhere else I've ever driven. The roads are pretty decent. A lot of roundabouts, but
look left.
Yeah, but roundabouts are popping up all over the place in the United States, so that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so it's not been that hard. And for the most part, like Apple Maps or Google Maps, for the most part, I'd say 98% works really nicely. So that helps to get around. I can't imagine some of the places we've gone to. I can't imagine what it would be like before something like Apple Maps, trying to navigate some of the places we've gone. So that's certainly made travel way easier. A benefit of technology.
And we have explored quite a bit of Portugal. We've been to Porto, we've been to Lisbon, to Sintra, to Silves. We've crossed the border over to Spain, to Seville. And then we're going to be going to the end of the world soon, to Sagres. I'm looking forward to that a lot. And have we been, and Lole.
It's like I don't feel like we've done as much exploring of this area as we want to, and I think when we got here we had a bunch of work to catch up on, and so we've kind of been held back from exploring, but we're gonna get to it. It's our job, Melissa. It's our job.
Yes.
Bye, Christine. Thank you for dropping in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Best walkable cities.
Lisbon.
I think if you get in the right place in Lisbon, it's a
It's
extremely
a hilly place.
yeah. So I suppose it's good to walk the hill. It's good for your health. Uh, and Lisbon's a really, really old city. So everything's windy and roads all over. And we haven't spent a ton of time in Lisbon. It's very walkable in terms of, we stayed at our hotel and we did a lot of walking. We weren't maybe in the most central of areas, but there was a ton around that we could just walk to. So
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty walkable.
Right.
Lisbon.
I think Porto might be, my experience, I should say, is that Porto is super walkable. There, I ventured out while you were doing some work and made it all over the city.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun to walk around there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we did a lot of hiking around there together.
when we were in Ireland, certainly where we were in Kinsale, we walked all over there. We'd go days without driving our car there. And that was pretty neat. We were just down close to the downtown area. In some ways, it wasn't like the side. It's such an old city itself.
Which city?
Kinsale.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you don't always have the best walkways or sidewalks just because it's an old city. And
Cobblestones.
they're not going to knock down all these amazing old buildings so we can have big, wide sidewalks. Totally understand. I wouldn't want them to. So that would make it harder in terms of walkability, but I liked it. It may make any sense.
Are you a mint?
Did you just do that?
I did that on a live stream. Totally humiliated myself. Oh, no.
Oh, everyone's leaving now.
All right. Brian has a question.
I don't know if they have daily. It would be coming up pretty soon. I think they do.
Yeah, I think so.
We're just going to wait and see what our phones do.
Yeah.
If they go back, no, what is it?
Spring ahead.
If they spring ahead, then we'll know. Okay.
Dara. Ooh, we would love to do the Camino routes. We can't yet because of work obligations.
Yeah. So one of the things about travel is I'd love to do something where you could just be off the grid for a whole week. Unfortunately, with my work, I can't ever seem to get away that long. So not yet, but I think hopefully we can get to that point where we can do those kind of trips. Because I would love to do something. I would really love to.
It's on our list of.
I don't know a ton about it, but it's kind of like the Appalachian Trail, right? Not that long, but it's that kind of a thing where it's just trail that you can go from city to city or village to village.
Right. Yeah.
And things like that'd be really cool to do. I don't know a ton about it, but I'd love to try that sometime. It'd be really cool. Alrighty. It's almost 11 o'clock our time.
Oh, geez.
The live stream is about to end. If you guys have any other questions, did you want to do the 5 questions for each of us?
I
don't know.
Well, thank you, Shep, for being our online friend.
Yes, thank you.
It's awesome.
Yes.
And maybe we save it for our next one.
Okay, we can do that. Well,
this has been a great time.
It has. We were worried that no one would show up and we wouldn't have any questions, and we had more questions than we could keep up on. Hopefully we got them all. It's kind of a weird thing to be reading and talking and reading and talking. And
for some reason, I just want to talk to the microphone because it's where my voice is going. I'm so sorry. I'll get better.
I can't wait to go and watch. So what we do is we take a trip. It was like really...
Oh, geez.
All righty, guys. Thank you for attending our first live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun. We should do another one soon.
Yes. Please send questions. Let us know if you have ideas, whatever.
Yes.
More wine than
questions.
Good job. All right, guys. See you. Thank you again.
Yes. Thank you.
Thumb up.
Happy travel.
Let's do a thumb up a bump. That was fun.